Hi Chestnuts! Today we're going to be answering the question, can I answer questions from a text? So we're going to be looking at a piece of information like we did last week with the recipe and answering some questions based on what we've read. What we're going to look at today is based on Children's Mental Health Week, and we had a look at that yesterday in the theme, Express Yourself. So we're going to learn a little bit more about it this morning and then read the text and answer some questions. To be successful today, you need to read the text carefully, underline key information, use evidence from the text where necessary, and check your answers. So the first thing we're going to do is just have a little bit of a recap around the theme, Express Yourself. Expressing yourself can be great for our mental health. Expressing yourself means letting others see who you are as a person. It means letting your feelings and emotions out and sharing them with others. It means doing something you love, something that makes you feel good. We can all express ourselves in different ways. And we looked at this yesterday because some of us expressed our feelings to the song through dance, some of us did it through writing, some of us were answering questions. We were all expressing ourselves differently and they were all perfect. Lots of people express themselves through drawing or painting. The colours they use and the things they draw reflect how they are feeling. So if you did the drawing yesterday, you might have chosen a particular colour linked to the colours that you like. Some people express themselves through music. This could be singing, playing an instrument or dancing, and they often find that this can help them feel happy or calm. You can also express yourself through acting and drama. Some people like to dress up and pretend to be someone else or perform on stage. Others express themselves through writing. It could be writing your feelings down in a diary or a letter, or it could be expressing creative ideas through stories or poems. You can also express yourselves through the clothes you wear or the way you style your hair. Some people like to get really creative with their appearance. And you can even express yourself through your hobbies. This could be anything from chess to rugby. It's really important to be proud of who you are and be happy to express yourself however you would like. Like I said, today we're going to read a piece of text about Children's Mental Health Week and answer some questions about the text. As a warm-up, we're going to have a look at a 60-second read, and we've looked at these before in class. Remember, the aim of them is to read the text within 60 seconds and then answer some questions based on what you have read. We're going to have a look at it together, but if you'd like to, what you could do in a minute is pause the video and have a go at doing the task independently on a separate piece of paper, and then listen to my responses. We're going to look at this text called One Tiny Mistake. Before we read it, I just want you to have a think about some tips that I give you. Read the questions first. By doing that, you know what you're listening out for when you're reading it, and you could read it in your head or out loud. Either is fine. Make sure you read the text carefully. So don't read it so fast that you say some of the words wrong or miss some of the words out completely. And make sure when you're answering the question, if you need to, explain why and use words from the text to back up your opinion. Right, so if you need to now, pause the text and have a go yourself. If not, you can listen to what I would do. So the first thing I'm going to do is have a quick look at the questions. We've got, where is the narrator of this story? So for that, we're looking for some form, maybe a preposition to explain where something is, or thinking about some form of location. We've then got, did the narrator mean for this to happen? So obviously something's going to go wrong, and we also know that from the title being One Tiny Mistake. So we're looking to see what has happened. It then says use evidence from the text to support your answer. So I want to find words exactly from the text to explain my opinion. Number 3, what story do you know that has a similar theme? So that's you reflecting on books that you've read or stories you've heard that might link to this story. And you obviously need to be able to explain why. And then finally, we've got a summarise question. Sum up the story in 20 words or less. So that's being really concise about what the story's about. Right, let's get reading. One Tiny Mistake. When I received my first magic wand for my 12th birthday, I could not have been more excited. I imagined pointing it towards a pile of dirty clothes and having them magically cleaned and folded before my eyes. I dreamed about turning my vegetables invisible so that I didn't have to eat them for dinner. I never imagined that I would spend the next year of my life trapped inside a bottle. One tiny little spell gone wrong was all it took to shrink me. My family think that I ran away to a school for witches. They knew it had always been my dream. What they didn't know is that I've been here all along, sat on the dusty shelf in my old bedroom, tapping on the glass and praying that one day they will hear me. So, we've read the text, and already in my head, I'm thinking about those questions. So the first one said, where is the narrator in this story? So we know it's written in first person because we're using the pronouns I, and we need to think, whereabouts are they? So you might highlight the information or you might underline it. So I'm going to have a look at the fact it said, I never imagined that I would spend the next year of my life trapped inside a bottle. So I would then write that for my answer. Excellent. We've then got the second question, said, did the narrator mean for this to happen? Now, hopefully you're thinking, right, well, the title of the text was One Tiny Mistake. And mistakes are what we make, and that's okay. If we look at the text again, we've got here on that line that starts 83, one tiny little spell gone wrong. So that means that no, they didn't mean for it to happen. So I would start by writing no. And then we need to think about how we can use the evidence from the text. So I'll get my highlighter out and I'm going to use the words spell gone wrong. I'm going to take them straight from the text and use them in my answer. So did the narrator mean for this to happen? No, because they said it was a, and then I'm going to use inverted commas because it's straight from the text, spell gone wrong. Just make that one a little bit smaller. Okay. Should we take that one out so it actually fits on the line? Let's move that. There we go. What story do you know that has a similar theme? So maybe thinking of something magical. So maybe something like Matilda possibly. So Matilda's able to move things and she uses magic, doesn't she? But what I'm thinking of actually is the story of Rapunzel. I wonder if you can think why I'm thinking of the story of Rapunzel. And I'm going to explain why. Rapunzel, because she also gets trapped. So you might think of it, the magic of Matilda. You might know another story linked to magic that you might think differently to me, which is absolutely fine. And the final one says, sum up the story in 20 words or less. So again, we need to think about the key parts of the story. Let's have a go. So you could say a child, because we don't know necessarily whether it's a boy or a girl, do we? Does a spell that goes wrong and ends up trapped in a bottle in their bedroom. How many words we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Excellent. Hopefully that's helped you to see how I've gone about answering these questions. So let's have a look into the text that you're going to be using today. So like I did last time, I'm going to read it out loud and then I'll post this on the class story part of Dojo, and the questions are on the portfolio already. The second lot of questions will be on the challenge section because they didn't all fit on the same page. So we've got Children's Mental Health Week, a celebration of you. Children's Mental Health Week runs from the 1st to the 7th of February 2021 and is a time for children, young people and adults to celebrate their differences. It is a chance to recognise that everyone has thoughts, ideas and feelings, and that these should be celebrated. The theme for Children's Mental Health Week 2021 is Express Yourself. You can express yourself in lots of different ways, including speaking, art, music, drama and photography. Finding creative, enjoyable ways to share our thoughts, feelings and ideas can help our mental health and make us feel good, especially when we face difficult times. So what is mental health? Mental health concerns how people feel about things in their lives, such as their relationships, health, work, and how they feel about themselves. Mental health is important because it can affect how people deal with different situations each day. A Place to Be. A school-based charity called Place to Be was founded in 1994. The charity has gone from supporting 5 schools in London to supporting over 600 schools nationwide. Through their in-depth training, Place to Be have reached over 135,000 pupils. The charity helps children become more resilient through talk, creative work and play. They also provide school support and training to help children develop a positive self-image. The vision of Place to Be. Our vision is a world where children have the opportunity to grow up with prospects rather than problems. Place to Be launched the first Children's Mental Health Week in 2015 to help spread the word that children's mental health is just as important as their ability to learn. Mental health improves if people have a positive view of themselves. The charity aims to help children learn how to develop good self-esteem and tackle life's challenges in the future. A Royal Patron. The Duchess of Cambridge has been a patron of Place to Be since 2013. She says that people who are involved with the education and care of young people must work together to ensure the children in our care have the chance to become the best version of themselves. Helpful tips. These tips are suggested to help young people to express themselves. Try lots of different ways to express yourself and think about which one you enjoy the most. When you are feeling different emotions, you might like to express yourself in different ways. Remember to make your own choices and express yourself. Try not to make choices because of your friends or other people. And finally, expressing yourself isn't about being the best at something. It's about doing something that makes you feel good. So that's the text we're going to be focusing on today, chestnuts. And then what we're going to do is answer questions based on what you have read. If you need to listen back to this video, by all means do, and then have a go at answering those questions independently. I hope you enjoy learning more about Children's Mental Health Week and feel that you can be that best version of yourself possible and express yourself however you want to. Speak to you soon, chestnuts. Bye.